you a couple letters.
Right.
So I have some questions about those.
Okay. Well, you got my letter a week or two ago, right?
A week or two ago, yeah, I guess, but then I've sent some letters since then.
Right. Well, they don't raise anything new.
So, well, my question is, I mean, which of my claims are you disputing? And I'll just list a couple.
Every one of them. You're finding different ways to say the same thing.
Okay, so let's...
The commission isn't going to consider anything from you unless you have a new complaint on new evidence, new grounds. We've covered everything. You're writing to the Supreme Court, the Boulder County Court, the State Court Administrator's Office, and us, and who knows who else. And there's nothing else we're going to do for you.
Okay, so
You're excited. You were done. It's over. You've got to accept the decisions of the court and move on.
Let's look at just a couple issues. So, are you disputing that Judge Klein falsely stated that I sent 4 ex parte letters?
Those are all matters that have been decided. They're not judicial misconduct. If anything, they're judicial error. They belong in the appellate courts, and that's all there is to it.
So my question is, are you disputing that he falsely stated I sent 4 ex parte letters to the mother to justify an order?
We've already ruled on all those things, Jerry. I'm not going to say anything. You're probably taping this. We've ruled on everything. There's nothing else to look at.
So you're not disputing it?
I'm not disputing it.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
I'm affirming everything we've done before.
That's all I need to know on that particular issue. Now, as you're aware, Federico Alvarez said that since Montgomery is not a judge on the OARC, it's appropriate for her to take no action regarding misconduct by judges and lawyers, correct?
Whatever he said, I don't know. I haven't got it in front of me. But it's rehashing old ground, Jerry. It's over. We're not doing anything else on this.
Well, my question is, since I think I've sent you that before, and you might just refer to the letter, but what he said was, since Montgomery is not a judge on the OARC, her action is appropriate in terms of refusing to take any action regarding misconduct by lawyers and judges. Now, that's what he said. So, is it relevant that she's on the OARC, or in fact, does the Code of Judicial Conduct apply to every judge?
I don't know what you're telling me about Judge Montgomery being on the OARC. That's the Regulatory Commission, right?
Right. She's not.
Attorney Reg.
Right. She's not on that commission.
Right.
So why would it be, if I reported misconduct to her by judges and lawyers, why is it relevant whether or not she's on that commission or not? Doesn't the Code of Judicial Conduct apply to all judges?
Well, I think what Mr. Alvarez was saying was that she's not in a position to make decisions on behalf of Attorney Reg. Her obligation under the Code is to determine if there's something that she should report or address in the courtroom, and that's her obligation. And if she decides not to, then that's something that we need to look at.
Okay, she did
looked at it and decided it's nothing we're going to deal with.
She did decide not to. What she said, and I'm quoting, is the court...
I'm not going to debate what's in the letter or what's not in the letter, Jerry. Everything has been looked at, ruled on, decided by the court, by us. It's over. Now accept it and move on.
I'm just asking you if you dispute that...
I'm not going to dispute, agree,
okay,
or whatever.
That's
get
fine.
into further argument with you.
That's fine.
The letters speak for themselves. We're done with it.
All I need to know is whether you dispute it or not.
I'm not saying whether I dispute it or not. We're done with it. Everything in our letters covers everything.
Okay. So you're aware that...
If you want to dispute something with Freddie Alvarez, write Freddie a letter.
I did.
Okay.
He's the vice chair of your commission.
I'm not going to argue with whatever he told you.
Okay. I didn't get an answer back from him, so...
That's because we're not writing to you anymore.
Right.
We've covered everything.
I don't hear you disputing that his statement is irrelevant.
Now, you can't say that because I don't dispute it that somehow we're saying it's the way you see it.
Well, then why did you...
Try that stunt on us all the time. It doesn't work. It doesn't count.
Why did you... Well, you're not answering it now, so... Anyway, let's move back...
I'm answering it. I'm telling you we're sticking by what we've said in dozens of letters back and forth between you and us. We're through with this.
Okay, so...
Done.
So my last question is this.
You've asked your last question. We're done.
I have one more question. Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, you're paid like over $100,000 a year, right?
Doesn't matter what I'm paid.
Well, are you or are you not?
I could be serving for a penny. Doesn't matter.
Are you or are you not paid?
It's none of your business what I'm paid. I might be paid $5. I might be paid $1 million.
I think as a member of the public, I have a right to know how much you're paid.
I'm sorry. We're through now. No, you don't.
I have one more question.
What's that?
Okay, so you're aware that I called Bailin's office and asked her to speak for 10 minutes.
You called who? I didn't quite hear that.
Chief Roxanne Bailin.
Okay.
I called her and asked her to speak for 10 minutes about misconduct by judges and lawyers in her district, primarily dishonesty. Are you aware of that?
I think I saw it in some of your letters.
Okay, so she refused to talk to me for even 10 minutes regarding a pattern of dishonesty by judges and lawyers in her district. Wouldn't that be a violation of the Code of Judicial Conduct
because
and
you're
the
supposed to report
Constitution?
that to us.
I mean, isn't she accountable to the people?
Reports of judicial misconduct are to be made to us, and we dealt with them.
Is Judge Bailin, as a chief judge, accountable to the people for what happens in her district?
She's accountable through the election process. She's not permitted or required to respond to every phone call she gets. In fact, that would be an ex parte communication that she cannot do.
My question is her refusal to comment on dishonesty by judges and lawyers in a district a violation of the Code of Judicial Conduct?
No, it's not, because if you're going to allege misconduct involving a proceeding that you're in, you need to give notice to the other side, have a hearing on it, and discuss it that way. Judges do not take calls of the nature that you're suggesting.
Chief Judge,
that kind of complaint comes to us. We've dealt with it. It's over and done with.
Judge Bailin's not the judge for my case. And further, if I send a letter to you alleging misconduct, I don't have to copy the other party because she's not a party.
That's right, but if you're going to go to a judge over it,
she's not. This is a Chief Judge Bailin's administrative responsibility. She's not the judge in my case. I'm reporting misconduct, which I reported to her before.
You're reporting a misconduct to the chief judge that should be reported to us.
So the chief judge has no responsibility under the Code of Judicial Conduct.
Of course, they have administrative responsibility, but misconduct allegations come to us.
So you're discounting Canon 1 Rule 2.15 now?
If there are obligations by judges who are chief judges, there are obligations by judges who are not chief judges, there's obligations of staff. You can. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is you can write anybody you want, but the authority to deal with misconduct comes to us. Okay?
What does Rule 2.15 say? Are you familiar with it?
I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, well, I'm familiar with it, so I suggest you review it.
Jerry, I read this stuff every day, but I'm not going to sit here and stop what I'm doing to pull out the book and argue over 3 words or so in a rule.
It's not 3 words.
The Constitution says we're responsible for this stuff, not Judge Bailin, not Judge Klein, not Judge Montgomery, and if you want to deal with it, you deal with us over it. We have done that and told you there's no misconduct, so we're done with it. Stop bothering all these other people.
So I mean, I would think that you should be familiar with Canon 1 Rule 2.15.
I'm familiar with Canon 1 through 4.
Okay, so what is
sit here and cite chapter and verse like we're reading the.
So what does 2.15 say? Just in summary,
You're not cross-examining me over this. I've got.
Do you know it or don't you? It's a simple question.
Let me get it out. 2.15, responding to judicial and lawyer misconduct.
Okay, so doesn't it say there, paraphrasing, that if a judge becomes aware of misconduct by another judge or lawyer, they are required to take action?
Well, they are required to decide whether it's something they should take action on.
Okay, so wouldn't Chief Bailin's refusal to even talk about it be an absolute violation of that?
No, because you've been harassing everybody in sight over this stuff. It's already been ruled on, and she's not required to keep talking about it. Besides, she has recused herself because of accusations you've made against her.
She can't recuse herself as...
Gary, we're done. Goodbye. Don't call me anymore.